formation of Visionary Women 3 years ago as a nonprofit organization, we have been dedicated to building a first-class platform of dialogue on issues specific to women. Our goal is to provide opportunities for girls and women to affect change and to ultimately make an impact. And we have been gratefully overwhelmed with the support, the enthusiasm, the engagement, and the unexpected rapid growth of our membership. Just delightfully. It's been unbelievable in this past 3 years. And as a result of our membership, by the end of April, we will have crossed the $500,000 mark in our giving. And we give to a broad spectrum of initiatives and organizations that support girls and women. Everything from Sherry Blair's foundation that supports women in Central Africa to start micro businesses, to Planned Parenthood, to the Women's Financial Literacy Program at the Downtown Women's Center, to Chrysalis, to cultural organizations to support women in the arts across the board at LACMA and MOCA and the Hammer, and the Women's Writing Program at Sundance, and of course, most recently, to Time's Up and She Should Run. And that's just a few. And I would like to ask everyone in the room who is a member of Visionary Women to please raise your hand. And what we would like to say to you is that your voice is heard, that you are the change agents, and that from everyone on the board, we want to tell you how grateful we are for your friendship and for your support in this sisterhood that we have created. It is really fantastic. And when we were creating this award, it was imperative, because we're all perfectionists, to find the uber super visionary woman. And trust me, that's a tall task. And that woman needed to be someone who, of course, shared the same values as our organization. That needed to be a woman who was a trailblazer and a change agent. That needed to be a woman who has compassion and dedication to helping young girls and women. That woman needed to be someone who speaks up. That woman needed to be someone who stands up. And that woman needed to be someone who shows up. And to our good fortune, we were able to find that perfect visionary woman, all in one person, and one being the wonderful Demi Moore. Now, I just want to say that for all of those characteristics that I recited a moment ago, I think we all can remember almost 20 years ago when Demi courageously embraced her womanhood and her motherhood on the cover of Vanity Fair. And that was a pivotal change sociologically and societally, let alone for Vanity Fair and their subscription base. But it represented things like feminism, progressivism, individualism, womanhood, motherhood. Demi has supported a number of charitable organizations throughout her career, and she just showed up at the United Nations and shone a spotlight on child pornography and child sex trafficking. I say that's showing up. And pretty fabulous. And in 2010, Demi co-founded a charitable organization called THORN. And THORN has developed these incredible technology tools that are now utilized by law enforcement across America that permit the law enforcement to cross state lines and track and find underage girls who have been absconded into the sex trade. I say that standing up. Okay? And Demi, we just want to say to you how overjoyed we are to be able to share this evening with you, to welcome you into the Visionary Women family, and how privileged we feel to be able to partner with you in the future and to support THORN in your efforts. It's really a treat, and we're honored to celebrate you tonight. And I would like to now introduce to you Kevin Hackmatt, who has been so generous to give us his time and bring us this great program that we're going to have tonight. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Shelley. Thank you. Give it up one more time for Shelley. How's everyone doing tonight? Everyone, we're here to celebrate every woman in this room, every woman around the world. How is everybody doing tonight? Thank you. My name is Kevin Hackmatt. It's a pleasure to have you guys all here. Our first performer of the evening is one of the most powerful poetic voices in the world. Her poetry is the essence of what today is about, and it's a pleasure to introduce her here. Please join me in welcoming to the stage Gina Loring.
We are walking prayers. Angels leave love letters in our palms. Our hands speak scripture. We are life givers, meant for sacred work. We build bodies in our bodies. Babies born of our daydreams who will one day tell our stories. We tend to them in back seats and bathroom stalls, lullabies and love hymns. We pray over them. May they be safe. May they be strong. May they be safe. May they be strong. This is our song. Our mother, sister, daughter, woman, warrior song. We wear wounded hearts like badges of courage, carrying the weight of the world on each shoulder, collecting lessons and battle scars. We are peace treaties, our hips the framework for families, the foundation where God's magic takes tangible form. Future generations depend on the resilience of our bodies. And what will we tell them? When boys-only treehouses grow up to be boys-only governments, boys who have forgotten their first home was their mother's womb, took their first breath in the embrace of her arms. We must remind them, from our breast you were fed. We are shelter, we are vessel, our wombs are holy ground. So violating a woman is a violation against God, a sin against yourself, karmic suicide. We are sacred geometry, divine pyramids and astrology, not to be thrown away like pearls to swine, meant to be honored, not objectified. We were not always swayed by billboards beckoning from boulevard rooftops, Photoshop glam shots, nightclubs and hot spots, skylines laced with man-made messages, morphing our self-images into warped anorexic fantasies. A gender-biased consumer agenda has us grooming for days. Eyebrows threaded, makeup applied, hair done, legs shaved, bikini wax, push-up bra, high heels intact, and we will never get those hours back. Our reflection is not in red carpet mainstream movie stars. It is in the night sky, the moon's soft mirror glow somewhere just past Mars. Women are the heartbeat of the world. We are regal. We are legacy. Mary brought Jesus through. Jochebed brought Moses through. Amina brought Muhammad through. Isis brought Horus through. Harriet Tubman brought hundreds through. We are warriors. Our love is infinite. Our voices are made of light. Our hearts are a harbor, our song far and long. We are every continent, every smoke signal and psalm, every prayer, every element, day and night. We are earth, air, water, sunlight. Let us celebrate ourselves, be our own heroes, rewrite the fairy tale so Sleeping Beauty wakes her own damn self up, slays the dragon, looks at herself in the mirror and says, "Princess, I found you."
Our next performer of the evening is a National Poetry Slam champion and world-renowned poet. He sold out the largest one-man poetry show in Los Angeles history last September at the Ace Theater. He was the first poet to perform at Cirque du Soleil and was named one of Oprah's Super Soul 100 thought leaders. Please join me in welcoming In Q.
How's everybody? Can we have some more energy? Are you guys good? Are you alive? Please give it up one more time for Gina Loring and that incredible poem that she just did. And first of all, I just would like you to say hello to 3 people around you. Introduce yourself that you haven't said hello to, but do it like they are your best friend and you haven't seen them in 10 years. Great, and when you're done, everybody face forward, put one hand in the sky like this. Everybody put one hand in the sky like this. Everybody put one hand in the sky like this. Everybody put one hand in the sky like this. There's an 8-year-old frozen in her heart. There's an 8-year-old frozen in your heart. There's an 8-year-old frozen in your heart. I see her every time you smile. She crawls out of her hiding place and dances for a while. She's careless and she's wild, not a worry in the world, the way we all should be as little boys and little girls. Something must have happened to her, but I can't say what it is. Her secret isn't mine to tell, so I just let it live. Her childhood was stolen, so she's grown up as a kid. Her heart is overwhelming, so she shows up in her head. I tried to make it better, but I know I never did. Despite my best attempts, my intentions turned to shit. I cannot feel your pain for you. That only makes it worse. I cannot heal for you, but I can love the part of you that hurts. What if it was your mother, your sister, your lover? What if it was your boss, your friend, your brother? What if it was your colleague, your roommate, your classmate? What if this time it was personal and you had to consume the hate? What if you had to choose? Because silence was as bad as the abuse, but your environment was used as an excuse. What would you do? If you knew, if you saw, would you speak or be weak? Would you stand? Would you fall? Even if we're not the problem, it's a problem for us all. Would you write? Would you call? If you knew, if you saw, all the people frozen in her heart are starting to unthaw. There is one for every year she was convinced it was her fault. If I could only unscrew my grandfather's locked jaw, she wouldn't need to keep her pain in an impenetrable vault. It's like looking at a diamond when you're focused on the flaw. Being this close, you don't see yourself the way you are from afar. The sun doesn't know that it's a star. It just feels the heat and it burns till it's gone. It's better out than in, and she's held it in so long, the tears begin to come. I don't care where they are from. They fall with such perfection that the witness is undone. They ripple her reflection, and she sees what she's become. There is one for every year and every fear she's overcome. She has never been a victim, and the alchemy is done. I didn't understand a man's privilege being young. It's hard to fight a war when you're unaware you've won. My father would have killed me, but you chose to be a mom. You chose to be my mom. I chose you as my mom. He disowned me in his will even after he was gone. He wouldn't hold me as a baby or accept I was his son. My father didn't love me, but you chose to be a mom. You chose to be my mom. I chose you as my mom. It shows in all you've done and everything you still do. There must have been an 8-year-old frozen in my heart, too. I'm sorry that I couldn't see it through the pain I've been through. I'm sorry that I couldn't see it beyond my own point of view. I'm sorry that I couldn't see it, but I'm grateful I do. You will always be my mom, but it's nice to meet you. I think we should celebrate love today as well, right? I want to fall in love at 85. Go on shuffleboard dates and dance to hip-hop from 95. We would also listen to the song Staying Alive, but only for the message. Otherwise, we'd keep away from disco. It's depressing. We'd rock matching tracksuits and rope gold chains. We'd look like Run DMC, but in their old age. We'd take aerobics classes and wear bifocal glasses and eat at IHOP and hold hands at Sunday masses. And when it comes to the bedroom, well, nothing much would happen in the bedroom because we're 85. But we would still be down to take a walk or take a drive or sit and talk or have a drink, watch the passersby, ask each other why and how and who and where and when, and then we'd laugh and cry again about the people we had been. And I would touch her withered skin and comment on how thin it is to keep in something infinite. And she would smile, sweet, and blush, then tell me that I think too much. She's right, I think too much. It's always been a problem. But then again, that's how I made my green like the goblin. When I was in my 20s, I was eating top ramen, counting up my pennies, saving up to go food shopping. But now I'm 85, and somehow I feel more alive. I turned my hearing aid up and bumped Jurassic 5. Do we not have any hip-hop fans in here? The Jackson 5. I read the sports page while she peruses classifieds. We like antique stores, garage sales, and barter buys. And when it comes to the bedroom, well, hopefully, every once in a while, she lets me knock her boots into the floral patterns of our bedpost, then hold her head close like death isn't chasing us, planning on erasing us and replacing us with better versions of us, reshaping us, remaking us, then recreating us with new identities so we can make new memories. Hush, little baby. Learn to walk and talk and think and lie and feel and fight and love and die and never get the answers why. She dips a joint of grass and wheatgrass and we get high. Her hair is silver as the moon in the LA sky. We still pop pills, but it's not the Xanax anymore. Whenever we can't sleep, we listen to the ocean floor. She got a Sound of the Sea CD for me from the Brookstone store. And ever since, I've been snoring like a really good metaphor for snoring. Sorry, I go blank sometimes. What? I'm 85. I'm not complaining. I'm just happy that I'm still alive and happy that I have my better half by my side, Superfly. She doesn't look a day over 65. When I first saw her, I was totally in awe. She was classical. So I was like, yo, yo, ma. And that was all it took. A single look and I was shook. I fell for her like some loose shingles from our Spanish roof. And I'm a lover till she loses every last root and has to glue dentures to her gums to chew solid food. Ooh. Now that's real love, dude. That's some push comes to shove love. Not when it's convenient, love. Hospital bed love. Feed her ice chips, love. Never leave the room, love. Sleeping in the chair, love. Pray to up above, love. And still have to pull the plug, love. Miss her in my bones, love. Everything about her, love. Die within a month, love. Can't live without her, love. Love. The only reason that we are alive. And none of us should have to wait until we're 85. Thank you so much for listening. Congratulations. Appreciate you so much. Have a great rest of your night.
Thank you. That was incredible. Thank you. Thank you for impacting the world with your poetry. Every time I hear you, you just waken my thoughts and just stir up my emotions and move my feelings. Thank you for doing that. What an incredible night. Thank you for being here. It's incredible to have everyone here on the International Women's Day. What a fabulous night. I want to thank all the visionaries behind the visionary woman, Angela Nazarian, Lily, woo! The Honorable Mayor Lily Bossy, thank you. Shelley Reed, thank you. Thea Andrews, thank you. Nina Kodak, thank you. Everyone, thank you so much. Thank you. Karen Murphy O'Brien, thank you. They are the visionaries behind Visionary Woman, and plus all the other, everyone else who has worked in this event, who has made every event in Visionary Woman just is a success. You guys your work is what gives a voice to the women all across the world, and I really want to thank you. It is my honor to present to you our host tonight, Trina Bennett. Woo! She is an incredible soul that I love dearly so much. You are just full of compassion, full of love, full of beauty inside and out. And I adore you, and I'm just so blessed to be a friend. Thank you. Thank you for hosting this event. She's going to introduce Demi Moore. Please give a warm welcome to Trina Bennett.
Thank you, Sheila. Oh my God, such a beautiful introduction. Thank you, Gina, and thank you, NQ, for gracing us with those beautiful words. This is an emotional night for me as well. I just want to honor my friend in the best way that I can possibly be, honoring her. So it is my honor to tell you about my good friend, Demi Moore. Most people know her as a movie star, and that's how I first came to know her as well, from a distance. You don't know this. In 1991, I was pregnant with my daughter, Madison. Demi was on the cover of Vanity Fair, pregnant as well. Many of you might remember that groundbreaking photo. But my first thought was, wow, this is a woman who stands in her light. And then I thought how she stepped outside the box, broke the rules, so to speak, regardless of judgment, and respecting herself as a visionary woman, and as an avatar for others to do the same. In fact, how many women have copied that pose since? Fast forward 15 years. My husband, Adam, calls me from work to say, "You'll never guess who I met today, Demi Moore." It took me back to that moment when I first saw her on the cover of Vanity Fair. We invited her over to our house, and she came with no makeup, casual clothes, just her, asking everybody in my family about themselves. We all know how beautiful Demi is on the outside, but that day, I quickly saw the beauty beyond the surface. There are many wonderful words to describe Demi, but the one that encompasses the many is the word fortitude. Fortitude is the mental and emotional strength in the face of adversity. It's courage, it's bravery, it's endurance, resilience, spirit, it's grit. Last summer, my daughter Madison was abruptly diagnosed with a brain tumor. And as you can imagine, one of the darkest days any parent could endure. Madison was scheduled to have an exploratory biopsy at Cedars-Sinai, and I called Demi, and Demi asked, what time is her surgery? And I said, 8 a.m. And she said, okay. She shows up at 7:30 in the morning, and she brings a gold-knitted crown to put on Madison's head. And she says to Madison, you are a queen, and you will pull through this. You are sweet to Madison, but you are a rock for me. As we linked arms and we walked Madison down that hallway back to the pre-op area, you waited with me until we weren't allowed to wait any longer. Madison's biopsy came back as an anomaly, thank God. But Demi didn't ask me, let me know how I can help you. She just showed up. She said, I'm here. She shares this compassion and insight with her own daughters, Rumor, Scout, and Tallulah. And it shows in the way they're growing up so beautifully with the core traits, along with them forging their own paths as the next generation of exceptional women, and that matters. She's a protector. She's a protector, and she understands this as a mother and as an influencer. THORN, an organization co-founded by Demi, is another example of her caring and visionary work. I initially thought THORN was an acronym, only to find out that it's a beautiful metaphor. As a thorn protects the delicate petals of a rose, Demi knows that we are the protectors of our innocent and vulnerable children. And she lends her voice to bringing greater awareness to the toxic issue of sex trafficking. Demi has developed the technology that is used by THORN and lends it to law enforcement to help children who are being lured or even sold on the dark web. This is a complicated process, and as you can imagine, it's not an easy task. But THORN has saved almost 6,000 people. That's 6,000 souls. Demi, you are the reason for that. You are an unbelievable voice for others, and you are a wonderful friend. And I cannot think of anyone more deserving to be the very first recipient of the Visionary Women Award 2018 than a visionary herself, Miss Demi Moore. I love you. Thank you so much.
Oh, I don't, yeah, whatever you want. Thank you, Trina. I'm really like speechless with your beautiful introduction. This is an amazing day, and I was thinking this morning that I really am glad I'm a woman. I really like it. And as much as it's challenging being a woman, we've come a long way and have a long way to go. But it's okay. I just wanted to take a minute and really look around the room. I don't know why each of you are here or how you got here. But now we're a part of each other's story, and I just want to say thank you. Like, thank you for choosing me to hold the space of this incredible honor. I don't feel like I've quite done enough yet really to be honored, but on behalf of THORN, I'm really incredibly grateful to accept this. It's been a very challenging road. Sex trafficking is not a feel-good issue. And when we set out and embarked on this journey, I didn't have any clue that the average age of entry was 13 years old. And you know, we may not all be mothers, we may not all be sisters. Is that better? My children are directing me. Okay. We may not all be mothers, we may not all be sisters, but we are all daughters. That is something we all share. And when I look at these little girls that are coerced into sex work, there's no little girl that's 13 years old that's saying, yes, I want to sell my body. And the idea through a longer conversation of how THORN has gotten to the point of using technology as the lens in which we combat this issue. The fact that we have identified 18,000 trafficking victims, and as Trina was saying, almost 6,000 of those were children, and it's led to 6,500 arrests of the traffickers. At least we know we've really moved the needle and that we are making a difference, and I feel like being brought under the umbrella of visionary women, the power of our collective is only going to bring the light and the success to an even greater level. I'm glad to be here recognizing that we maybe don't have to fight as much, but we just need to unite. And I hope that I can be part of that. Thank you.
We just want to say thank you to everyone who is here tonight, and we want to say to Demi, welcome to the Visionary Women family. You are part of our sisterhood now, and we are just so privileged and so proud to work with you and go on this journey and accomplish what you have accomplished. And thank you, Trina, very much. These are movers and shakers.